What's up YouTube, this is LDS Reliance. It's time to continue the covered porch build. Once again, I'm not a construction professional and I do make mistakes, so keep that in mind while you watch. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do today is I'm going to cut 4 of these little cross pieces here. I don't know what else to call them, I'm sure they have a proper name, but 4 of these little pieces that are going to go in each of the 4 corners near the 4x4 posts, and that will give much more structural stability to the frame. Now I need to measure the length so I know how far apart to put the ceiling joists and the roof trusses. Okay, the whole structure is complete now. All of the cross pieces are in. Everything's screwed in and strong and sturdy. So now it's time to start creating the roof trusses. Normally this part would also be part of the roof truss and it would be in a triangular shape, but I wanted this to kind of match the shed that I already built, and so this is how I did it in the shed. I built the shed with some plans and that's how they did it. So anyway, just to continue on with that, I'm going to basically take 2x4s and create them in the same roof pitch, kind of in a V shape like that, and then attach them to these brackets that I installed. These brackets are technically for hurricane wind ties. I guess that's what they're called, hurricane ties, but they will work perfect for this application because they will hold the roof truss in place. I didn't use those in the shed. I just kind of went with a long nail from the top down into the 2x4 structure, and that works, but I think this is going to be a little bit stronger, especially since this will be an open area underneath where wind can get up, and we are prone to severe thunderstorms and even occasional tornadoes here in North Texas. So I just figured that I wanted this roof to be a little extra stronger since the wind could get up and lift it if it wanted to. So for this job I wheeled out my big miter saw and the stand so that I could work closer to the action here. And so I'm going to take these 2x4s, do some measurements. I did draw this out on paper before, but I want to take some measurements to make sure that now that I've got the actual structure up, that everything is going to be according to plan, and then I'll start cutting the pieces. So here I'm mating the 2 truss pieces together, making sure they're at the exact right angle and that they're the right length, and then I'm using some pieces of 1x4 as a gusset plate to hold it together. Okay, so I let these dry overnight, so now I have a stack of these trusses. Now it's time to add them to the top to start forming the roof. Okay, well that wraps up another day's work. So we've got all the roof trusses in. I put in some mending plates here. So there's a plate there on the front, and then there's an angled piece on the back, if you can see that. Same over here. I put a 2x4 spacer behind it to keep it a little bit away from the shed, and then put a 90-degree support there. So once we get the the plywood, which I've got sitting over there up on top, it will connect all of those together and make it really, really strong. But I just wanted to put these on. First of all, it's not going to hurt anything, but second of all, it's going to keep it in place until I have a chance to. I'm going to have to get somebody to help me get those sheets up onto the roof. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. That does it for another episode. Please consider going to my Patreon campaign and donating, or checking out my kit.com page.